Hours passed. The pain slowly faded, but the anxiety only grew worse and worse as each second passed. Spike sat on the edge of his bed, tapping his feet nervously, watching Twilight as she whimpered and squirmed as she slept. Spike didn't know if she was winning or losing her mind to the foul monster that was trying so desperately to possess her body. "Come on, Twi. Wake up." His pleas were answered, and Twilight slowly opened her eyes, a quiet whimper escaping her throat, pain consuming her whole body. Her hooves flailed weakly as she tried to lay on her side to look at her friend. "Spike?" she sobbed. Her throat was sore. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." She looked at him, with eyes pleading for forgiveness. Spike quickly jumped off the edge of his bed and ran over to her, trying his best to ignore the pain. "It's okay, Twi. I'm fine." He wanted to hug her, to embrace her tightly, but he knew how much pain she was in. Twilight squirmed, fighting the voices in her head. Every moment she was awake, she was in constant pain, and in her sleep, she was haunted by her dreams. "It hurts, Spike." She sobbed again, salty tears pouring down her face and into her wounds. It hurts so much." She reached out to him. Spike winced, still afraid of her. Twilight paused, looking at her hoof, seeing her coat was covered in blood. She shook, pulling her hoof back, gritting her teeth, trying not to break out into tears. How long was I asleep?" Spike paused, trying to remember. I don't know. A day?" Twilight's eyes widened. She looked at the clock. 3 p.m. She screeched, throwing the covers off as she flailed, trying to get onto her hooves. No, Trixie's show has started. We need to go. We need to go now." Before he could finish his sentence, Twilight crawled off the bed. Her legs didn't act fast enough, causing her to hit the ground hard, making her wail in agony. Spike rushed to her aid. "Twilight! No!" she groaned, throwing herself onto her stomach. "I need to move. I can't stop. Not now. I can't." She couldn't muster the strength to stand up. She began to crawl on the floor, her back legs dragging uselessly behind her. She whined. Her vision was blurry as Spike pleaded with her to stop. "Please," he said on the verge of tears. Don't do this to yourself." I can't stop. Can't. Won't." Her hind legs twitched. Spike watched, amazed she made it as far as she did. Twilight writhed, seeing nurses and doctors rushing to her aid. She growled. Her hind legs kicked firmly, getting their strength back. Spike grew nervous, not sure of what to do. Twilight almost passed out as she managed to finally get to her hooves. "Come on, Spike," she said, her voice barely a whisper. We've got to catch a show." Twi, trust me, Spike. I'm fine." Twilight staggered to her end table, taking her belongings and putting them on her back. She looked back at Spike, holding out a hoof, giving him a caring smile. "It's fine, Spike. I promise. Everything is going to be fine. But we can't stop. For the sake of Equestria, we can't stop." Okay," Spike said, putting his claw on Twilight's hoof. She smiled, feeling brave and ready to take on the world. With that, she bolted for the door. Spike was shocked to see that Twilight moved so fast, but he didn't hesitate to follow. "Hey, wait up!" Twilight ran through the busy corridors, in between doctors and nurses. All of them had a shocked expression on their faces, seeing the crippled pony sprinting past them, and a badly injured baby dragon pursuing her. When she ran outside, it took a moment for her eyes to adjust to the sunlight before she could see posters of Trixie's show scattered across the town. Spike catched up to her and looked around. We have time, the purple mare said as she started trotting towards the theater. As Spike followed, he didn't notice Twilight's pained expression as she continued to fight whatever monster was inside her head. She grunts, showing her determination. The voice then responds. It's not over.